very happy to have Simon Jackson, Bastiaan Amsing, and Bertrand Issard on stage. I'm sure you know some of them at least. I'm sure Simon is well known. Simon, welcome. Good to have you here. Please take a seat. Hi, good to see you, Bertrand. And great, fantastic. Take a seat. I will sit somewhere here in the middle. Simon, it's a big ISE for you guys, huh?
Big ISE, as always, and good to see that ISE itself is getting bigger and bigger. Everybody's excited to be here in Barcelona. I was worried a couple of years ago that maybe the momentum wouldn't be rebuilt, but I mean, look at it today, it's just manic.
Yeah. I mean, Tuesday, the second day is always the most busy day, and yesterday was already. Yeah. But the good thing is no long lines at the entrance. At least yesterday, that was quite good.
There's 4 entrances, don't forget.
I know. I'm a little bit involved in this one, a little bit. Good, Simon. Also for Samsung, it's a huge show, and we don't want to talk about transparent micro LED, all of this stuff, but we want to talk about your new software initiative. And I mean, I was surprised when I read the press release a few weeks ago that you only formally launched it now because you have talked so much about it. You showed it at Infocom and everything. But today is a formal launch, the formal global launch. Let us know. So, what is VXT about? And is it just a new magic info?
No, it's not at all. I mean, VXT stands for Visual Experience Transformation. It's Tizen based. It's also works on Android. I think we've got Windows coming out later this year and Linux next year. It's effectively an easy access digital signage platform. So Magic Info and RM will migrate to the VXT platform. But the really exciting part of that is what we call PIRS, P-I-R-S, pre-integrated repeatable solutions, where our partners can develop their apps, their widgets, upload them to VXT, and then open them to the community. So I think that's something that's very authentic, very special for the platform. So it's not just the CMS. We are launching this afternoon, as you mentioned, VXT 2.0, which will be fully fledged.
Good, cool. So very important, and just to remind, because it's not limited to Tizen. Your approach really is to develop and to establish a platform which is relevant for the whole industry, for all operating systems.
It's even device agnostic.
Well, at the end of the day, that's what it is. So what is the business model? What's the new business model of VXT?
I think certainly we want to expand the marketplace, and that will then give more opportunities to our partners and hopefully attract new partners, make it easy access for those partners to be able to use the platform, but also more importantly for the customers. I think at the moment we have around 35% market share worldwide. That puts us within a space of around 10 million displays in circulation at any one point. Now, obviously, not all of those are open, if you like, but certainly we want to expand that market, make some of those available so that our PIRS partners can come on board and enjoy effectively automatic lead generation so that we can grow the market, have more partners and allow them a platform as well, which they can promote their own technologies.
Simon, I think the vast majority are here SIs and people who are a little bit worried about it, and I think we need to address this a little bit because also you announced, at least in North America, you will go directly, and I understand that you want to address mainly IT integrators or so who are not so much in signage. But what is your message to the digital signage integrator here who are have some fear? So how can they benefit from VXT?
Well, VXT isn't anything without our community. So we have, obviously the developers, the SIs. They're all part of what we hope will be the future success of VXT. I think if you look at what we're doing with our TEP program, the Tizen Enterprise Partner Program, with the SSSP partners, we're very focused on partner development and giving them a wider platform. I think the CMS companies are doing a lot of great work, particularly in the enterprise sector. What we hope will also happen with VXT is that we increase the SMB marketplace. A lot of companies out there don't even have an IT provider, let alone a signage provider. So we want to be making those partners and those customers easy access for our platform. I think the signage market is around 6.5 million. It's stagnating a little bit at the moment.
And it is, unfortunately, yeah.
And we want to expand that market. We don't want to take the lunch with our existing partners. We want to expand the market, and we're in probably a unique position to do that.
Yeah, I think it was also one of the sweet spots of Magic Info, which wasn't the best CMS around, to be honest. It was your first attempt, and it was especially IT integrators who really took up the solution, who are not married or who don't have their own CMS. Right, this was where the growth really came from you in the beginning.
That's right. Yeah,
that's cool.
And I think when you have additional apps to go with the CMS, then you can build the platform and make it more accessible, not just for IT, but obviously the AV market as well.
Yeah. But you mentioned already you have special partners. VXT is built for partners. And Bertrand, you're one of the first partners. And to be honest, I never heard about Ngine before I saw the press release 2 weeks ago. And I need to do some searching. And I saw you're already longer in the business than I thought. You are based in France, is correct?
Yeah.
Yep. And you created, you have 2 CMS systems or 2 main markets. One is real estate and the other one is automotive, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you created now the first apps for VXT, right?
Yeah, we just launched the real estate application and the car dealership application. What we are doing for 9 years now, using SSSP, so Samsung platforms. We developed our CMS. We were coming from the connected TV space, making applications for content service providers and TV channels. And we developed our own CMS at first, a cloud CMS. And we wanted to be, I would say, compatible with connected monitors. We foresaw the coming of connected monitors in 2014. And we wanted our solution to be an extension of the information system of the client, of the customer. So we started with real estate, and we connected to all, I would say, to many business software, where we retrieve the data of the customer, we process it, and make it a content ready for a display in a beautiful way, with all the legal information, because I would say you need to follow the rules, and you need to make it beautiful on the screen.
Good. I mean, it really makes sense. So share a little bit of your experience. How difficult was it to, change your software platform, which I assume is a modern cloud-based system, to VXT? And what can users of VXT know? Is it like an app with your logo, or how can they order your software?
It's fully integrated within VXT. We had, I would say, numerous exchanges with Samsung, and we wanted to provide a seamless experience between VXT core software on our application. So we had, I would say, long workshops and hours with Samsung R&D teams in Poland, and I believe we did the job. I would say we are just an application into the menu on the left-hand side of the application of VXT, and you can download our application, and then you can enter your ID if you are a real estate agent. You enter your ID, you select, of course, your template, you select your data provider or your business software, and you click and enter your ID, and the magic happens.
Does VXT also include a payment platform or so? Are customers able to subscribe via VXT to other solutions? Is that planned, or?
That is planned. I mean, we can't say too much because there's a press launch coming out this afternoon, but that's okay.
I didn't see that, so I was just guessing. Good. I mean, so you can stay with us this afternoon. I'm just kidding. I mean, I assume your process took a little bit longer because you were one of the first partners to get onboarded. So what do you believe, after all this experience, what do you think, a typical ISV, how much time would it need them to adopt to VXT?
I would say it has improved over the months, over the last weeks, but I believe it's quite straightforward. It's not very complicated. We had APIs, so we had to fine-tune and adjust our APIs to fit with Samsung requirements. And as we were lucky to be the first, I would say we had some leverage to change, or to have some change on Samsung APIs. But no, I believe it should be a piece of cake to develop for this platform.
Being the guinea pig always, it takes a little bit more pain than other ones. But that's a normal thing. That's nothing unusual. But now you have the feeling, the API works. There's a good documentation, everything. So you think
fine, and we plan to bring more applications.
That's it, exactly. Are you planning more? Are you happy with where you are? And do you look more verticals, or what is your plan? And did you already? Well, to be honest, it's just launching today. But did you get already some leads in the soft launch or so?
It's starting. What we want to do is to increase the number of verticals. Today, with our own software, we are addressing some more vertical, like temp job agencies, like I would say bakeries, pharmacies, etc. So we want to, I would say, to improve the number of verticals we address through VXT.
Bertrand, I'm really happy to meet you here because, and you all have to check out Engine Networks, start with an N. It's really interesting. I've never heard about you before, so glad that we're meeting here. Another association, maybe not so well known, is Bastiaan. Bastiaan, you are from the GSA.
Correct.
Which some of you old guys like me with gray hair still remember as like a association of magic info partners, if I put this correctly. You were a small bunch of people who said, we don't care if the rest of the industry doesn't like us, you know, we believe in magic info and we build something. And in the past months and years, you have built, you know, your own applications as the alliance. And you're even exchanging them, right? You have a form of small marketplace or so where you help each other, right?
Yeah, the GSA is basically a community with people connecting with each other, working in the digital signage industry. So we have content creators, we have VXT developers, people who have system integrators, but also people who are like Engine, who has created like a solution running in a PERS program. But also Magic Info is still kicking in alive, and we are running some big projects with that. And the good thing, or why we've been setting up the GSA back then, is that we are trying to connect with each other, help each other out, because it's good to have like share your knowledge with each other. So that's why we've been setting up the GSA like 6 years ago, I think.
Good. And what is your experience? What is your members' experience with VXT? The first, I mean, yes, it was still, you know, beta, but now we're talking about 2.0, so more sort of one. So how easy was it to convert your apps, and how was your first experience using this?
First experience, it was difficult, right? Because it's a complete new strategy. Nobody likes innovation because everybody's okay with their own business and running your own stuff, basically. So diving into VXT, looking at it, the approach that Samsung has as a new platform. For some people it's challenging. I think it's a really good step for Samsung to do so. And also from the very beginning, I believe that having your player inside a display is a very good thing.
Well, that's a given nowadays. I mean,
exactly.
Samsung set standards with
that's
SoC.
Why we worked with Samsung in the beginning, because the Magic Info was running on the system on chip, of course. Yeah. So, but yeah, VXT is doing the same actually, and it's open for other stuff.
Yeah. Could you name a few apps or so your partners, your members have developed for VXT already? So we know about real estate, we know about automotive. What else is available already before the launch this afternoon?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Wisar from MyPOS, that's an interesting one. So you have they have a whole bunch of connections with all POS systems.
Okay.
When it's running directly into VXT. Yeah, and there are a couple of more. We also, because I'm also the owner of Screencom, another company, and from there on we're also, moving everything to VXT right now.
Good. Simon, VXT is not some, you know, a black box somewhere made and developed in Korea, but you have a big development team here in Poland, right? So especially for ISVs, you know, it's easy at the same time zone to communicate with them and everything. So that's really also part of it. So that's really, it's a global product, global platform developed by people around the world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's 100 people in the team now in Korea and Suwon. I think that they're doing the core development. But when it comes to the integration, the pre-integration of the apps, the second, or the biggest outside Korea in terms of Samsung research is based in Poland. And from a European standpoint, they're the ones that are helping us integrate different apps and platforms onto that.
Simon, talking about integration, AI is everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure, and if you go on the Samsung booth, you see AI, you know, for better picture quality and everything. What are your plans for VXT and AI?
Well, you may have heard a couple of weeks ago we did the Galaxy mobile phone with AI. That was a big global launch. That has kind of some in-phone app auto-translate so that, you know, you can speak German to me and I can understand you, and maybe vice versa perhaps, but your English is pretty good.
Your German is good too. You lived long enough there, you know a little bit.
But I think, you know, there are going to be AI within VXT. For example, because of all the sensors, etc., we can do, you know, predictions of if the screen is about to fail, for example. So we're doing a lot of integration of the sensor technology. I think there will be a little bit more announced this afternoon. So we're at the Portofera for the global launch at 2 o'clock. There's a couple of spaces available, I think. And I think the most interesting thing about AI is perhaps not necessarily what Samsung is doing, but what the community is going to do and how that can be integrated into VXT so that this community can get recoverable revenue from it. So I think that's going to be the exciting point.
We talked about the platform, we talked about the CMS functionality. We really haven't addressed the remote device management, which is also part of VXT. And green signage, obviously, sustainability. So what has VXT on offer, or what is the vision for VXT to support and enable partners and Samsung display users?
Well, anyone who was at ISE last year, we were like front and center on sustainability. In fact, our entire front of the stand was around the sustainability
We're missing
message.
that a little bit this year, to be honest.
It's on the inside.
It's a bit more hidden this year.
Yeah, it's on the inside this year. Local manufacturing, recyclability, energy efficiency, always very much at the heart of what Samsung is doing. There is, of course, going to be some energy efficiency, some real-time optimization of what's happening with the devices, which is integrated already into RM, so remote management. So I think from that point of view, it's going to be very exciting what we can do in terms of making sure people are using the devices as energy efficiently as possible. And from a security point of view as well, which is obviously very important, we have the NOx security built into the device, but also with the CMS platform, that is ISO 27001 and 27701, which I believe is the only one worldwide to have that with NOx integrated as well.
The first one is SOC 2 for the US crowd, so that's the same one. Yeah. To be honest, for everyone who hasn't been to the Samsung booth, you have to go there and look beyond, the transparent and all the sexy stuff on top. For me, the most fascinating one is IoT business, what you're introducing now. And for me, this is really, it's a game changer. It doesn't look big, but it's really bringing what Samsung and the consumer electronic industry has done for consumers, for smart homes, also really been bringing to the B2B world with wireless and everything. It's really cool stuff. So many of your devices can be a hub in the future, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I use smart things at home, so my Samsung devices are all controlled. I can access them remotely. But then we're coming more into building automation, building IoT, where presets are put in, and then the building can be activated in the correct way for the user, and then minimizing energy and maximizing the user experience. A lot of what Samsung is doing, not just within display, but the DNA of Samsung is about improving the user experience. And I think IoT and what we're doing in that space is very front and center.
Pretty cool. Good. We have 2 minutes left. Any questions in the audience? Oh, good. Can we have a microphone? I think we have a microphone somewhere. Can somebody bring the microphone? No, we know you can shout loud, but we need to have it on video. Laila, stay seated. Stand up, please. But we need a microphone for that. Do we have one over there? Could you just hand it over there? Because otherwise we have a global audience here, so we need to make sure they can hear you, Laila.
Good to see you, Laila.
Good job on the VXT. I can't wait to see what the software, the platform is about, the stability, the uptime, everything else, the quality. But I have to ask you one question. So in Europe, we're very excited about your go-to-market strategy. How are you approaching that? Because I know you said direct in the US. So how are you doing it here?
I think I had the conversation with your old employers yesterday around this subject. So, primarily we are trying to expand the signage market because it is stagnating. We have an opportunity to do that. The go-to-market strategy is with our partners. Giving our customers then more access to different apps. And we feel that by building a platform to do that, we are giving even the CMS companies out there the opportunity to work with us. That's up to them, of course. We've worked with the CMS companies in the past. I mean, yesterday it was Magic Info. It's still Magic Info, but within a platform that offers so much more. So I think actually we're trying to offer better services for those customers.
And it's Magic Info on a modern tech stack. I mean, it's a very different project.
Of course.
Yeah. Any other questions? No other questions? You're also shy? Well, we have only a few seconds left anyway. I think watch the news tonight, this afternoon, when there will be the official launch, and you already gave out some small details, so we can imagine which direction it's going. So we're looking forward to that. And Simon, Bertrand, and Bastiaan, thanks a lot for being on stage, and Simon, especially for you, thank you for presenting that here. It's not always an easy task, but thank you for that. So thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.